Oh, who's joining me today? Who wants to join in the fun? Am I too early for everybody today? Ah, still got a few more places to get live. So let's get live. Saw it coming. Hey, Mason, what's happening? Welcome, welcome. You are in first, in before the crowd. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Let me make sure I'm live on YouTube. That'd be the obvious one here. And I think we're ready to just jump into it. I'm getting better and better at firing this stuff up. What is happening? Hello, Adam. Hello, stacking 9mm. All right. How's everybody doing? Did I hear that snap? Yes! In fact, that was my big story right now. In fact, I want to say this right now to anybody who is invested in ShipChain. They were served by the state of South Carolina's Attorney General with a cease and desist order. If you are holding that, I would strongly recommend you take action on that. Again, I don't know if they've done anything wrong or not, but just this mention alone is probably likely to do bad things to the price. And if you are invested in ShipChain, if you don't know about that, you should take action on this immediately, because this has been out since earlier this morning, and that's part of why I wanted to stream a little bit early for everybody today. Is it a good time to buy more KuCoin? I would wait. Again, guys, I hate to be the guy that says, hey, wait, but we said we saw this Bitcoin dip coming, and we did. And I'm gonna wait for it to cool out a little bit. We'll get into it a little bit, but yeah, another beautiful day in the crypto hood. Yeah, everything kind of dumped hard, guys, but have I not been saying this for days? We think it's going to break back down. I hope that everybody at least took that partially to heart and took their own action. I hope nobody's sitting out getting wrecked saying, I didn't see this coming today. Because if you did, then you weren't listening to me. Not that I know the future, but that's what it looked like to me. And so I hope everybody was able to take appropriate action. All right. Putting in laddered buy orders for Track. Yeah, well, we'll take a look at Track. Origin Trail is a good one. So anyway, we'll look into it. Let's see. So next stop for BTC is 77. That's kind of my feeling on it as well. I actually have I have some really low buy orders set in, just waiting on my favorite bottom fishing plays. And if you want to learn more about that, I'm just going to go ahead and get into this part early. This is also part of why I was going on early tonight. Is we have a private webinar. So if you guys enjoy this and want to see exactly what it is that you might get to enjoy as a member of the Cryptosomniac Advantage, I strongly recommend you go over here right now and sign up right now if you haven't already, because we're giving you the free 2-week trial. So you get in, you get everything that we always talk about, all the reports, all of the you get all the reports, you get all of the access to the Slack lounge, and if you join today right now, you'll get into a live full-on heavy duty technical analysis webinar with Amal and myself tonight. So if you guys enjoy watching me on the channel and you enjoy this sort of information and what you get from Snay, just think, guys, if you're not already a Moon Lounge member, if you are already a Moon Lounge member, I recommend, I reckon you probably are familiar with Amal and his savvy. And if not, then you have a great opportunity to come get introduced tonight, because we're going to do a webinar of indeterminate length. So basically this I'm keeping to an hour tonight, but we're going to jump off, and then at 9 p.m. Pacific, 11 Central tonight, we're going to do that webinar. So if you want to be part of that, I would strongly recommend you go over here right now and sign up for the Cryptosomniac Advantage, because you get a 14-day trial for free. I don't know how many more things I can do to entice you. It's free to check out, and you're going to get into this webinar, so you'll see the kind of thing that we offer as a regular thing for our members. And so if that's not enticing, I don't know what is, guys. But I recommend you jump on over there and join us and check out this webinar, because Amal and I have a lot of great stuff in store for you. So, all right, let's see. What else? What else we got? TUSD is the final blow for BTC. Well, I don't know about that. Let's take it easy, but I do think I think it might be solid for. It's a great alternative to Tether. We'll get into that in a minute. Um, let's see. Regina, I think it's dipping lots more. Bought 13 Bitcoin, but at 6,500 when it gets there. Oh, 0.13. Sorry, I was like, damn. You are very confident that that's the bottom of the market. Uh, so you put in a limit buy order for 65? Yeah, that's totally that is the kind of moves I like to make too. Is just put in at the lowest you think it might be able to get picked up at, and then just park it there and let it there. Or for the amount of time that you think that's a reasonable. I wouldn't just put a buy order in at 5K and leave it there if we were up hovering around 20 grand. That's crazy, but that's exactly the strategy I like to partake in myself. Is I try to get it as low as I possibly can within reason. Heather, what's happening? Hey, there's a long time member. Glad you could join. Welcome. Let's see. Talk about how low every coin goes. Well, honestly, guys, we all know it's all tied to the alpha, right? It's all tied to the king Bitcoin. And right now, geez, we have lost another. Ouch. Almost 15 billion in market cap overnight, but I think you can just chalk that up to, we watched this happen. Where is my chart? Sorry, I got my stuff a little out of order here today, but I mean, we saw this coming, guys. We literally saw this coming, and look at that. It's already bounced off the red support again. So, I mean, I suspect if we don't see some real bullish action, because again, look, guys, this thing just wicked off of this downtrend line. And I think if we don't see some real bullish action, I think we're a lot more likely to see the 6K mark than we are. What would you do if I owned something like SHIP and it dropped 50% before you could act? Ooh. Well, that's tough. How much of it, this is ultimately what it comes down to there is how much of it did you buy? What percentage of your portfolio does it make up? And do you need the money, right? Because if it's something that you can sit out and wait it out. Although I think for SHIP, this is kind of one of those bell tolling moments, I think. I mean, it depends, I'm not going to say that they're for sure going down, but it's never a good sign when you're getting a cease and desist from the AG. Might I recall for you, you might know, what was it? BitConnect got a cease and desist, and we know how that went. So I would be I don't know, that one might be worth just cutting it and taking your losses, unfortunately. And you guys know me. I think I have made no bones about the fact that I don't like to sell at a loss. But at a certain point, you've got to realize when there's no more legs to go. If it's, if the company gets issued with a cease and desist and they're no longer allowed to do what it is that they set out to do, how is the value of that token ever going to go up again? In which case I say, cut your losses as soon as you can so that you don't take a further loss. I mean, that's the number one rule of trading is don't lose money, right? Which is difficult sometimes, but that's I would be if you had already been in that and you're already below it, I would get out sooner than later, because with Bitcoin already in I don't know if that's quite a free fall, but it's in falling knife mode for sure. So if that's the case, I don't see any of the alts making any sort of huge recovery anytime before this turns around. Oh, but looky here. Here's a perfect case of, guys, this is so for a short swing, this could have been something you would have kept an eye on, right? Is if you could have seen this falling and bought, so we'll see how this plays out. Again, I think we've got further down to go. I'm only looking at an hourly candle here, so I'm not saying that I recommend this move, but this is exactly the kind of thing I like to talk about for short swings on picking up some on an oversold bounce, right? It's way oversold. Look, this is all happening right here. So it was way oversold. If you were looking at the histogram, it starts to curl up a little bit. So I would wait for maybe one more of these candles to print to confirm that. But anytime RSI is under 30, chances are the bots are going to buy it back up at least a little bit. So sometimes little opportunities to make a percent or two. But again, you want to set a super tight stop loss if you're playing that game. Don't recommend it unless you're an experienced trader. But that is one of the kind of things that we're going to be going over strategies for in our webinar tonight, and how Amal and I are what our thought process is behind the strategies that we're using. And again, if you guys want to get in on that, you can join Cryptosomniac Advantage for free right now. Go over to the website, sign up right now, and at 9 p.m. you can jump in that webinar. And again, we keep these to, I know I run a little bit long because I'm Mr. Chatty Cathy, so I tend to run a little bit long on these, but we do try to keep these shows to about an hour. This thing is going to go until it goes. So we've got a lot of good information, and we want to share it. But you should definitely jump in to the Cryptosomniac Advantage, try that free trial, and take advantage of this webinar tonight, because there's going to be some really good stuff in there. So yeah, don't go down with the ship. The ship has I know, guys, there's a ton of great ship jokes. It's been bouncing around the Moon Lounge all day. But yeah, I just want to draw everybody's attention to this. If you are invested in SHIP and you are not aware that this is happening, you need to know about this right now, and you need to go take action on this right now, because getting served by the Attorney General with a cease and desist is not a good look. If you're already bag holding on this, I would say that would be one I would want to pay a lot of attention to find out more about the details and see. I mean, what was the specific reason for the cease and desist? That I don't know. Just saw this and thought that would be something that would start to trigger some sell orders. So thought I should bring that to the attention of our community. All right, so let's see what else we got. All right. MakerDAO DAI is more legit than these other stablecoins? Maybe. The thing that I like specifically about the True USD is that their tokens are only generated via smart contract, and those are only occurring as people are actually putting dollars in. So it's not this matter of, we have all these Tether and you just have to trust us that we have all this billions of dollars in the bank because we're not going to let an auditor in here. These things are only getting printed as people are executing the smart contract to purchase them. So I have a little more faith in True USD. There's a number of different stable coins coming out. I think Tether's time is limited. Here's what I think is hilarious about this particular stablecoin launch is it gets listed on Binance. Binance has huge volume. Everybody sees a new coin get listed on Binance, snaps it up. So much for stablecoin. Suddenly it's trading as high as $1.30 a coin. It's supposed to be pegged to the US dollar at $1 a coin, and it has since gone down. It's still a little off of its dollar position, a little on the high side. So the speculators say it's probably going to have to readjust over time. But anyway, I just like that there's going to be some more alternatives to having stable coins like Tether, because I've never trusted Tether and I don't use it for that reason. I usually end up selling out to BTC and then just taking whatever beating I take on BTC. So this makes me pretty excited. I would be much happier. Shy of there being more actual fiat pairings, I'll take more stable coins that are a little more open. Just my opinion on that one, though. All right, let's see. Live in Washington State. I have an Exodus wallet since September. About a week ago. As of about a week ago, I cannot exchange. I do not know why. I do not know why, Debbie. I apologize. Is there a problem with the wallet? Did you need to maybe run an update on it or something? I guess it's a software wallet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that would be, but that's never a good feeling, is it? Consensus was so disappointing. You're right, Shapeshifter. I don't see any pump coming from Consensus. I even had a whole episode that was like, is Consensus even relevant anymore? And I think it is a little bit because of what goes on there, the partnerships and the meetings, the things that it's the behind closed doors and the behind the scenes and the cocktail networking stuff that really are bringing the value to Consensus. But as far as the conference itself anymore, I don't know. I don't know how relevant it is. It's starting to look a lot more like a traditional corporate conference than it is a collection of makers and doers looking to invent an alternative to the current financial system. All right, so let's see. What would you do if you drop something like yeah, that's, I guess I already addressed that. So Dave, I'm sorry if I'm sorry to be the bearer and now have bad news on that one, but yeah, I would probably cut my losses on this one. Get out while you still can. You don't want to be one of those moments where Trayvon James is going, all right, well, you didn't technically lose your money. Yeah, okay, so you lost your money. Like, you don't want to be that dude. So I would that if it were me, that's what I would do. I do not hold any ship chain. Although I do like supply chain dynamic coins, but I don't hold any of that. I just wanted to make that known to the community for anybody who did not get the announcement, because it's pretty important. All right, let's see. Really worries me is every year the market starts to get bullish in May, except 2018. Well, if you look, I really think it's more like July that really kicks it off. But again, you got to be careful. I think I've said this like 3 streams in a row now. You got to be careful with the stuff everybody knows, guys, because everybody knows that red envelopes for Chinese New Year means money comes into the market, and everybody knows that consensus creates pumps, and everybody knows that, everybody knows whenever everybody knows, it's not probably going to play out like the way that everybody knows that it's going to play out. That's just the nature of things. Generally, when everybody knows, it's not a secret anymore, and the people that would be into manipulating things have baked that into the pie. Something to keep in mind. All right, let's see. Not surprised by the dip. Now, can we take advantage of the dip, buy when the prices bottom out, and sell for 100 to 200% profits? Yeah, it is doable. It is doable. But where's the bottom, right? I mean, right now we can look back and say we've seen some pretty good historical support around this 8K level. I mean, you can see here, right here, I have my this is my it's all going to hell in a handbasket line, and we've already wicked off it. So not that I think it's all going to hell in a handbasket, but I mean, we'll probably break back down into that 6K range if it doesn't get back up over 8. If we start bouncing around at 78, 79, there's not a ton of support historically. Here, let me turn this auto scale off, and let's look at some legit candles here. All right, so going all the way back to last year, you can see there's just not a huge amount of support below that 78 range. So next step down there is like 71 to 68. And if it falls below that, then I think legitimately we're in free fall. Then I would start to be actually concerned. So, I think I've got my exit 100% exit the market line down here for right now. Although, I don't ever want to exit the market completely, because again, I don't want to sell out of my entire position and then miss if it turns back around. I saw somebody on Twitter just comment, what did I say about USDT? The short version is I don't trust it. And I was just touting True USD as a potential alternative and commenting that it was rather humorous that a so-called stablecoin had managed to pump itself up all the way to $1.30 just by being listed on Binance. But I suppose that stands to reason given the volume that's done on Binance, and many new coins pump when they get listed there. So anyway, all right. Yeah, there we go. Last year, it was more like June, July. Yeah. Oh, Tyrone, hey, now speaking of, I'm just going to shout this gentleman out. This gentleman is actually a new member of the Moon Lounge, so I want to give a big shout out to Tyrone. Thanks for joining us, bud. You've been very active in the community so far, and we've loved having you. So I'm glad you could join us on the live stream, and hope we see you in the webinar tonight. Shout out you. All right, let's see here. What else is going on? Yeah, avoid Verge like the plague. Okay, so you guys know I love to just bash Verge. It's no secret. So let's go ahead and see what kind of shenanigans the Verge fam has been up to today. So we already know that they had their listing with Pornhub, where you can now pay the cam girls and who knows whatever else that you would pay for on there. I don't even know. But in addition to that, now to help your performance with the cam girls, you can buy dick pills with Verge. They have made a partnership with a health firm called, what's the name? Dioxime, I think is how you pronounce that. That is actually a supplement provider, and they offer a number of different. I say it's dick pills. It probably isn't. It's realistically a number of other supplements from what I read in the article, specifically leaning towards nootropics and things like that. But I just thought that was an interesting partnership with a supplement company just after partnering with a porn company, because initially, obviously, I did think that I was like, oh, performance enhancers. You mean like male enhancers? Sounds like junk pills. But Verge is junk, and here's why, guys. You remember, what was it? Maybe like a month ago, they had their nasty mining attack. It was about a month, I think. Well, turns out, still happening. They duct taped it, they band-aided it by hard forking their currency, but they didn't actually solve the problem in the code. And there's been some savvy miners that have figured that out and have started doing the same exploit, printing $1,000 of Verge per minute, which is ridiculous. So yeah, this is a comment by one of the miners that knows, since nothing was really done about the previous attacks, only a band-aid, the attackers are now simply using two algorithms to fork the chain for their own use and gaining millions. Both algorithms, Script and Lyra2RE, can be rented easily for a few bucks at NiceHash. They simply send one block Script, and after that a block 2 Lyra, I think I'm saying that right, 2 Lyra2RE, and so on, and with the manipulated timestamps, thus lowering difficult to lowest possible mining several blocks per minute, like this. Effectively what that means is these guys have found a vulnerability in the code that is allowing them to just print money. The funny part about this is, and I say funny peculiar, not funny haha, although it is pretty funny haha if you're still a Verge holder to me, because how are you going to let that happen last time and you still hold on to it? They still didn't fix it. They're still not going to fix it. It's a shit coin. I'm sorry, guys. There's one dev working on this, and he just does not have the support to effectively manage this currency. So I don't care how many partnerships they make, and I don't care how rabid the Verge fam is or how many thumbs downs I get on this. If you're still holding Verge, you're just asking for trouble. Why are you gonna? If you, every time you walked up to somebody, they were like, punched you in the face. And then, they were like, oh, it's cool. We're good, fam. No, look, man, look, I haven't punched anybody in the face in a while. Smash. Like, how many times are you going to keep walking up to that person? How many times are you going to let bad actors that are the people running the show at your favorite coin wreck shop and cost you money before you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I should find another coin? Just my 2 cents, just my 2 Satoshis. But anyway. Yeah, Leonard Cohen has a good song called Nobody Knows. Yeah, nobody does know when the bottom of this market is, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, seriously, if you're still holding Verge, I don't know what else to say to you, except you clearly don't respect my opinion. Yeah, so carry on with your bad self. Yeah, all right, let's see. What else? Yeah, once these massage parlors take Verge, good stuff. All right, let's see what else we got here. Have you tried the latest Aphelion wallets? Looking to compare usability for generating gas versus Neon? No, I have not, but I think I'd be holding on to Neon just because of the exchange, personally. Let's see. Who else? What else? Paying thoughts with crypto. Yeah, that's effectively what's going on with the XVG deal. All right, so let's see. What else? I agree. Verge is. I'm glad enough people listen to me on my rant. I know everybody jokes about it and they're like, he's gonna give you Verge when he gives away free crypto, but I just don't. I got opinions and I'm not afraid to share them. However, most of this stuff is just my opinion based on the facts that I have gleaned and my own personal biases. So keep that in mind as I'm advising you guys. At least I try not. How do I say this? I try to expose my own biases to you every day just by talking. So, you know, I'm not here trying to make up a bunch of stuff. I'm telling you how my brain works and the stuff that I like. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but I hope that if you are of similar mind, you have been able to do well with the information that I'm giving you. Just buy BTC, call it a day. Well, there is something to be said about dollar cost averaging, right? And do you know what that is, guys? Dollar cost averaging means that effectively just every Monday or whatever day, every day you get paid, pick a day, once a month, once a week, whatever, you just go buy Bitcoin or buy whatever. And you can do this with sell as well, but whichever one of your projects is. And just over the long term, I mean, if you really believe that it's appreciating asset, which you should, or else I don't know why you're really putting your money into it in the first place, but if you really believe that over the long term it's an appreciating asset, then you know, these little short swings, and you know, short swings being 20% in the crypto world, this would be more like a few percent in the traditional stock market. But these little swings aren't going to affect you in the long term, because overall it's going to go up. It's really just being a trader and being able to act on the volatility that makes the big swings a little more fun. And you can end up with a much larger holding than you started out with. You could also end up with a smaller, you know, if you're bad. So, you know, something to keep in mind is only trade to your own proficiency. Oh, another note that I wanted to point out today, guys. I'm sure everybody's excited about Zcash. It has been doing fantastic. This is like the one thing that did come out of consensus very nice. And they have actively started trading on Gemini today. So if you hold Zcash, ZEC, and you are interested in actually taking action on some of those trades in and out of fiat, you can do so on Gemini right now. So just so you guys know, you're welcome. All right, let's see. What else do we have? You love the Verge. Whatever, Boise. I love being on the verge of a rant every time I see it. All right. Nano absolutely brutalized. I think I talked about it was yesterday or the day before I talked about it. I think Nano's not looking good, and I don't know why. Although I did look into it a little bit. I mean, what I was saying is I don't know why it hasn't done better with it. It's a zero fee coin, and it's blazing fast transaction times. Like, it's some of the fastest transaction times by a significant margin that I've seen. So I don't know why it doesn't get more love. Maybe because they changed their name to something boring like Nano from something unique like Ray Blocks in the middle of it. I don't know. But I did watch somebody's short video, and they were talking about there's a bunch of new wallet announcements coming out and things like that. So who knows? Maybe we'll see it go up. But I'm not particularly confident on that. But while we're on the subject, let's go look at it. So I know you guys are here for TA, and I'm gonna go do a little bit of TA before I go get into our full-on webinar where I will be doing excessive TA. Amal and I have some great stuff lined up for you guys, so I'm just gonna throw this in there one more time. If you enjoy being on these webinars, if you want to know more about how we think, our trader minds and our strategies, and you want to learn a little bit about this, we are doing a free webinar tonight exclusively for Moon Lounge members. And I say it's free because you can join the Cryptosomniac Advantage right now for 14 days for free. So you can go on over to cryptosomniac.com, click the Advantage, go in and sign up. You get all of the reports. You get all of the access to the full Moon Lounge, which is our private Slack channel. And right now, if you get on tonight, you'll have an hour live just like this with Amal and myself. Amal is one of our top full-time technical analysts that resides in the Moon Lounge. And boy, I should have brought a bunch more of the testimonials I have for him, but people love Amal. He's very thoughtful in his strategies, and he's very good at explaining why we're using certain tools or why we have a reaction based on seeing things on the chart. So if you want to learn more about TA tonight, join the Cryptosomniac Advantage right now and come on over, because we're doing it for you guys tonight. And it's going to be good. I know Amal's got a bunch of good stuff lined up, and is really valuable information. So I recommend that that you come on over and join us. All right, let's see. What else? What else? The funniest part, Verge. Yeah, it's actually Dogecoin. Yeah, in fact, that right there should have been enough, right? Dogecoin. When I see people wearing Dogecoin shirts or like still promoting Dogecoin, I'm like, Oh, you like to be ironic. These are probably like the same kind of guys that rock a mullet and like wear completely mismatched outfits just to be like ironically cool or whatever. That's the only thing I can figure because there literally should be no reason that there's literally no reason that you should be involved in a project like Doge because it hasn't had a single GitHub commit in like 4 years, I think. There's literally no one working on that project. And then they took a fork of that and made it dark, Dogecoin dark, which has now become Verge. So just so everybody's aware of what you're getting into there. Yeah, do your own research. That's right. Do your own research. But that's part of what you guys like us for is because we do a ton of our own research and don't have a problem discussing it with you. So, if let's put it this way, and just to further show the advantage, if we're willing to give away this much information for free, think about what you get behind the paid group. That's all I'm saying there. All right. Oversold bounce going right now for ETH. Well, let's have a look. You guys know I love me some Ethereum. Oof, boy, that's a bit of a pasting. It looks like we already, oh, whoops, I'm looking at the dailies. All right. Looks like we missed that. This is exactly what would be an oversold bounce. But again, I'm not super confident. Let's see. Let's just look in some smaller candles right now. MACD is starting to curl up. Let's see if that confirms on the smallers. Yeah. So ETH, I mean, it depends on what you're going in for, but you could potentially make a really, really short swing on this. Again, I'm not confident in anything right now because I think Bitcoin's going further down. And as I say, literally every day, as goes Bitcoin, so goes the rest of the market. But this is exactly in the area, right? You're at what, 29, 27 on the RSI, and like I said, MACD on the histogram starting to curl back up. If you're going to buy in right now, let's get on a smaller time frame here. Yeah, if you were going to buy in right now, I don't even know if this is worth getting into. I mean, you're going to make like, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's. I wouldn't anticipate it bouncing back much over this red candle right here. So, I mean, if it's worth it for you for a 1.7% trade, then yeah, I mean, you probably could. But I don't suspect we're going to see this go up any higher than this candle right here right now just because of what Bitcoin's doing. I could be wrong. But this is what I see. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to come down a little bit more. And especially, I would say I would wait to make my moves until we see what, a little bit later this evening, closer to like 10, 11 Pacific time as the Asian market starts to wake up and see how they react to these these nasty red candles. That's again, guys, you want to know more about my strategy? Just jump in the webinar tonight. Honestly, it's really going to be worth your time. I promise. All right, let's see. Smash the likes. How about just smash the likes? Smash the likes if you think I'm entertaining and provide some good content for you guys. And if you do and you haven't done it yet, subscribe. Click the little notification bell over there on YouTube because then it'll tell you every time I go live, and you can jump in the chat and hear me rant and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, also, I want to take a little moment right here, just real quick, on a side note. Sorry, I'm Mr. Scattered today, but the reason that Snay is not on today is because it's his birthday. So can we get a great big round of happy birthday for Snay? Because I was haranguing him about it, and then I remembered that it's his birthday, and I was like, yeah, dude, go enjoy your birthday. I got this. So anyway, when do you use Fibonacci? Johnny Boy says. I use Fibonacci all the time, man. I use Fibonacci to help me determine where to ladder in orders. I use Fibonacci to help me think where I think other traders' potential sell orders or buy orders will be so that I can place my buy or sell orders. And I use Fibonacci to see where it lines up historically and judge whether I think it's got movement upward or downward to go from there. So I hope that answers your question. I know that's kind of vague, but I use the Fibonacci retracement all the time for a lot of things. Sorry guys, I know you didn't see that in YouTube. I'm commenting to. I've got my phone over here and am replying to Twitter comments as well. So if you see me looking over here in the corner, that's what I'm doing. All right, guys, don't buy in till Bitcoin hits 77. I mean, I'll tell you this, guys. I'm sitting out. I got stopped out. Geez, right before the last time it went to 8. I got stopped out. So what? That was, back over here. It was like literally right before I went on a live stream. You can see it if you look back a couple of episodes. I said, like, right as I started, I was like, I just got stopped out. So I've actually just been sitting out with my stack waiting. Some people with that had a little more faith in the market than me were playing this swing, but I wasn't about to. I'm waiting for a confirmation. Now I will say this: I'll snap up a little, 0.01 or 0.1 Bitcoin here and there on some of these oversold bounces, but then again, I'm watching that, and that's just to add to my long-term stack. So that's, again, you want to split out your portfolio, right? You've got your whole stack. You've got all your Bitcoins and all your altcoins, and you want to have a good split of long-term holds, which are things that you think no matter what are going up, and those you can take off of exchanges, and you don't worry about your stop loss, and you just park them. And then you want to have another percentage that are your medium-term holds. So those might be something that you would want to swing trade a little bit more, or that you only got into the trade for a short period of time so that you can get out, or maybe it's not something you have a lot of faith in long term, but it just went ICO and you think it's really going to pump. And then there's of course your short-term stack, which is basically your day trading stack or your swing trading stack, right? And that's going to be a certain amount of fiat or a certain amount of whichever crypto that you want to trade against, and those you have there and ready to trade in that stack. So you're trading in and out and opening and closing yourself out of that position. Now, what are those breakdowns? What are those breakdowns on those percentages? Well, I know a great place that you can learn about that tonight. Join the Cryptosomniac Advantage and jump into our webinar. We'll be talking about this and more, so I hate to make this entire stream a giant shill session for the Advantage, but honestly, guys, I just really want to push this webinar because Amal has made the time to, in addition to all of his duties with being in the Moon Lounge, has decided to come on for our members and actually have some conversations live. So just like this, but it's going to be myself and Amal both in there. So if you like this style of thing, this is something we do privately for our Moon Lounge members on a regular basis, and you can check out what that will be like tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific. So anyway, all right, CryptoKitties, 21st century Tamagotchi. I agree. I don't get it. This is how I knew I was old, was CryptoKitties and Tron dogs and things. I was just like, what a waste of the blockchain. Snake completely agrees with me. This is how I know there's a generational gap. He's like, what are you talking about? It's a use case. I'm like, I don't get it. Why would you use the blockchain for this? But, some people are into it, which is not my bag. But, I guess it is a use case for the blockchain. But, yeah, it kind of does seem like Tamagotchi 2.0, doesn't it? Are CryptoKitties real? Yeah, they are. For whatever reason, some people do put some value in them and trade them. I saw another project recently. Somebody had reached out to us and was talking about this one that was faces, and it was, I don't know. I just don't get it. It's like trading cards, I guess. I guess I had trading cards and baseball cards and stuff like that when I was a kid. So it is effectively collectibles gone digital, I guess, is effectively what these things are on the blockchain. But something about a collectible, to me, I want something tangible, right? Like, I used to collect comic books when I was a little kid. I like the comic books, or, as an adult, I collect records because I DJ. And so, I might buy a record and never even listen to it again, but I like it being there. And so I don't know if I'd have the same feeling about it for a digitally created collectible item. I don't know. Oh my God. A crypto kitty sold for 100. So this is it, guys. See, I mean, it's not the market determines what's valuable, right? I would have told you this is stupid. Get out of my office if you came in and tried to pitch that to me. But people care enough that they're paying up to 120K US for a crypto kitty. It's bananas to me, but what do I know? Ultimately, I guess it's really what the market will bear, and if people say it's worth it, then it is. Happy 40th birthday, Snake. He is considerably younger than that, I can tell you that much. Pretty good. Can we have Snake's ERC20 address to send him some birthday verge? If you guys really want to do that, actually, our ERC20 address is on the YouTube, so you can go there. It's in our comments, like in our heading. So if you want to donate to Snake for his birthday, feel free. Cyber Kenobi, what's happening? Welcome, welcome. Let's see. When the highs on the RSI are going up and the highs in price are going down, is that also a bullish divergence? Hold on, let me think about how the phrasing on this question. When the highs on the RSI are going up and the highs in price are going down, that would be a bearish divergence, right? The price is going up, but the RSI is going down. Wait, no, RSI is going up and the price is going down. Yeah, I would think that's bearish, right? I mean, effectively the short version of RSI is sell zone, buy zone, right? And there's going to be some gap there for you to use your judgment on, and that's what the rest of these indicators try to help you form that opinion. But basically, when it's up here, that means a lot more people have bought it than the orders are in the book compared to the sell orders, and vice versa here. So you know, right now, BTC on the 1 hour, ETH on the 1 hour, both looking like a solid opportunity for picking up, you know, a little bit on the dip. But again, I think you're playing risky business right now, because I think you're catching a falling knife. If you're gonna make the play, now is the time. However, I will say that, because and again, I'm not recommending that, but if you were gonna make that play, now would be the time, because it's confirming on all of these. But on 30-minute, it started to get back into the 30 range, but it's confirming on 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, it's oversold. And again, when you look at on the histogram, we see starting to curl back up there. We got the little cup starting to form. If we go to the 30-minute, it's going to cup. And again, it's these intense cups aren't quite as indicative of a swing of momentum on the smaller intervals, but I'm just saying this is confirming what it looks like we are seeing here. But I would look to exit that trade very quickly. I would look to, if you're getting in on that, I wouldn't go any higher than like 660 would be my exit on that trade. That would be buy now for a very short, a very, very short day trade. My 3 best market indicators that I trust before taking a position. Well, guys, I think I've made no secret about this. I use RSI, I use MACD, I use candles, and I use volume. And then also, you guys probably see this all the time but don't know what it is. I also use the Bollinger Bands, which is sort of just another representation of the moving average. And as for how I use those, well, I try to determine how much volume is coming in. Is it bullish or bearish? I look at, is it overbought? Is it oversold? And then I see how much divergence there is in the moving average, and watch the histogram to help me confirm what I think is going to happen. So those are really the only indicators I use. I know a lot of Amal uses many more. Snay likes to use more. Sam likes to use a few more. I'm just a real simple with my trading style. I basically use volume, candles, and RSI. If you'd like to know more about how I use those things, you should definitely jump on over into the Cryptosomniac Advantage and join us in the webinar tonight, because I think it'll be worth your time. What have you got to lose realistically? As long like if you join us and you're like, this is garbage, all you have to do is cancel before your 14 days is up, and you paid nothing. So what have you got to lose? All right. Let's see what else we got on. Any charts yet on Pied Piper? No, and I don't even know what to think about that, because is it real? Like, it's not real, right? That's gotta be, it can't be real. Yeah, yes, Sam is okay. Sam is out on medical leave. I can't talk about it much more than that right now, guys. Honestly, I really just can't. There are HIPAA guidelines preventing me from discussing someone else's health, but he's out on medical leave. Sam is okay. He will be back, so don't worry, guys. But we will send him your best wishes, and you know, we wish him a speedy recovery as well. Can you pull up Tron and show us how you use MACD? Sure. So. Pump Master Justin Sun just cannot. Man, Justin Sun is something, huh? He really is. Like, Bitcoin takes a nosedive and Tron barely breaks a sweat, and has almost gone back up to where it dipped off. So how am I using the moving average? You guys are trying to get the webinar out of me early. That's what's going on here. You understand what a bear cross and a bull cross is, sometimes also referred to as a golden cross and a death cross. So the moving average, these are different time frames. So I've got a 12 and 26 period. The histogram is actually also indicating kind of, sorry, I'm reaching up like I'm going to touch it with my hand like I have a touchscreen. Effectively the gap between these lines. So what I'm looking for are these sharp cups, especially on a 4-hour, right? Like, I could have told you this was going to dip off right about here. Probably I would have said, oh, this is about to dip, because we've seen the histogram starting to curl down already before the moving average curled over, right? And then, you know, you can get onto the smaller intervals and it just confirms more rapidly. But see right here, so on the 1 hour, look at that. Already we have MACD starting to curl back up. And then I bet you if we look in the smaller intervals, yep, see? And the histogram has already gone over, although again, now we're in the 15 minutes, so the MACD and RSI indicators at these smaller intervals are really more to confirm what you're seeing at the larger intervals. Excuse me. But there, so we've seen that Tron has been well into the overbought area, right? Then it starts to dip down a little bit naturally. Bitcoin dumps, it gets back down into a reasonable area. You see a bunch of bear volume coming in. We see a little bit of bull volume coming in right here, right now. We still have 3.5 hours on this candle. So again, that's why you start to look at these smaller candles to confirm what you see on the larger candles. Really, you should be making your main decisions based off the larger time frames, just because you're going to get a more accurate picture of what the market's actually doing. That make sense? Thoughts on Cash? Cash, cool liquidity pool idea. I don't like the chart. I don't like the chart at all. It looks super manipulated to me. I've said this before, but let's go take a look at it. I did look into the project and I like the idea. There's a few that are trying to accomplish this. Oh, come on. What is it? It isn't just, oh, there we go. Okay. And this is all just Bitfinex. Oh, fine. We'll look at it on Bitfinex. But yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't like a chart that looks like this. I mean, I guess there's been just no volume coming in, so that also will have part of it. Like, I guess the price can't move when no one's buying or selling. I mean, if this is in your long-term stack, this is looking like it's based on historical information, not the worst time to get in. but that's more bear volume coming in. I don't know, guys. Honestly, I'm not touching any alts until we see Bitcoin start to cool off. Fibonacci is reliable, Johnny B, in so much as everybody else is using it, and so is it perfect? No. I had another person that I was trying to teach about technical analysis, a friend of mine, that was like, yeah, but everybody's doing it. It's just this easy. And I'm like, oh, but that's the trick, man, is now you have an approximation. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy here. Now you have an approximation for where things will happen. And then it's up to you to understand the way that humans think, group think, especially, and the way that people might react based on this. So now you just have some data points to help you figure out where those entries and exits are. So that's what I say about Fibonacci retracement. It's not bulletproof. None of this stuff is. This is all just to help you make your best decision with more data points than I think this is a good time to buy or not. All right, let's see. Pied Piper almost hacked via 51% attack. Yes, I know. It was scary, wasn't it? I heard their ICO did terrible, but that in the long run it ended up being good for the project. All right, these Facebook notifications have got to go. Sorry, guys. I'm terrible at PCs, and so I'm not great at shutting off the notifications. I'm a Mac guy. Sorry. All right, let's see what else. Did I have any other? Oh, right. Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day, guys. That's the one other just current event that I had for you guys. Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. What's Bitcoin Pizza Day? Bitcoin Pizza Day is the day that in 2010 a miner in Florida put a post out on Bitcoin Talk that said, hey, I would love to pay you for some Bitcoin for some pizza. I'll pay you some Bitcoin for some pizza, and I will pay you 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 large pizzas. Do the math. Go ahead and choke, guys. Even at this point, do the math. Yeah, it's like 41 mil. So $41 million worth of pizza. But anyway, so this was one of the first transactions created, proving that somebody, I believe that was a guy in Germany, I believe, sent London, my bad, sent pizza via Papa John's to this gentleman's house for the sum of 10,000 Bitcoin, which, at the time was only worth about $20 or $40. It was pretty inexpensive. It was like 0.0004 cents per coin. But anyway, it is the anniversary of that, so shout out to you, sir, being the first guy to buy pizza with Bitcoin, and also for having no regrets about the fact that you spent $4 million worth of Bitcoin. So this, guys, is exactly a perfect example of don't lament the trades you didn't make, right? He never had that Bitcoin when it was 20 grand, and same thing, if you had Bitcoin when it was 20 grand and you didn't sell and take profit then you never had that Bitcoin at 20 grand. So always something to keep in mind. I saw the Johnny B, your comment. Do I consider myself a successful trader? I do this full time for a living, and my portfolio is still green. So yes, in short, yes. Do I consider myself a wildly successful trader? No, but I must be pretty good at it because my portfolio is still in the green, even in a down market. So I must be doing something right. All right, let's see. What else? I can't talk about it, guys. I can't talk about it, but Sam will be back. Cyber Kenobi. That's it. That's actually what happened. Sam and Snay met John McAfee, and now Sam's at a sweat lodge. That's a good rumor. It's not the truth, but it's a good rumor. All right. Why are all these people so crazy about EOS? I'll tell you why people are so crazy about EOS. How many $1 billion in VC basically did they raise during their ICO? So that's why people are so hype on EOS. Is effectively they threaten to be the Ethereum killer. They've got another platform that allows people to launch ICOs and things like that, and they have the funding to help the projects that they are working with succeed. So that's all pretty huge in my opinion. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Again, it's really speculative right now, but we'll see what happens. Their mainnet launch is about to occur. I think EOS pump probably a little bit more before the mainnet. Keep in mind though, guys, generally by the time you're approaching it, that's when the buy the rumor, sell the news things come in, because as you approach mainnet, most of the traders that have already been in the position for a while are going to be taking their profits there. So something to keep in mind. All right, let's see. Wow. Because they want to be rich. Yeah, good example. good answer, stacking 9mm. Anybody else having problems on KuCoin Exchange? I don't know. What sort of problems? I'm still pretty green with KuCoin Exchange, so I just generally have problems with it, but it works okay. I haven't been trading on there today though. Track is the next supply chain to make VeChain moves. Only 20 cents, and mainnet starting end of June, end of shilling. I don't think you're wrong, Stack. We like Track here. We do like Track here. We think it's a solid project. I think personally that supply chain dynamics is one of the best use cases for the blockchain, just by its nature. So I'm always interested to see supply chain dynamic coins, and then ultimately it's just about who have they partnered with and what specifically are they attacking in the supply chain dynamics. Tron versus Ven. Well, let's go take a look. I've already looked at Tron, and let's look at VeChain. I don't like looking at things on Bitfinex if I can avoid it. Oh, I already have it on here. Where are we at? There we go. Boy, it's looking pretty close to. It's looking pretty similar to Tron right now, isn't it? Here, let's actually see this. TRX, BTC, on Binance. No, not dollar. There we go. Fine, on Bittrex. Well, it looks like Tron has done a little bit better than VeChain. A little bit. But we can chalk that up to the pump master, Justin Sun. He is the pump master. The guy is a demon when it comes to marketing, that's for sure. If that's something you're looking to add to your stack, VeChain, I'd still wait. I think everything's got further down to come with what Bitcoin is doing right now, but you could consider putting in buys in the I'm looking percentage. Take that off, logarithmic. And also here, I want to redo this fib. Ooh, yeah, get my pretty colors in there. All right. Yeah, that's right in my buy range, to be honest with you guys. So again, I don't know if I'm saying buy right now, because I don't know if I'm saying buy anything right now, because I think if Bitcoin continues to dip, that everything else goes down. So I would wait to see Bitcoin chill out before I make any buys. But you could, if you wanted to set some super low ones and see if you could pick any up on a bottom fishing play, basically. Maybe buy around 46 between, well, I'd say you could ladder in buys anywhere between 44.8 and in fact, I take that back. I would ladder in buys, yeah, 46.8 and 48.6. but I would put a stop loss at like 45 1. Yeah, 45 150, something like that. I personally am sitting in a Tron trade right now, so if anybody wants to know that. That's I got into a Tron trade. I picked up some today at where I hysterically dumped my bags out. So 909 was where I picked it up, and I'm now just sitting and waiting to see how it plays out. It was a little high there. A little high. Do I think EOS will go lower than it is right now? Let's find out. How's it looking? Man, EOS is a monster. It just doesn't quit. It could come down, but I wouldn't be super confident making that call. Oh, like, why is this? There we go. I don't know if it'll come down much, but if you, I think this is where this is where I would start to call a safe place to buy, right? RSI is looking reasonable. It's not super run up. It's not super low. It's low at 40, but it's not terrible. It's already recovered a little bit from this oversold bounce, and you know, we saw MACD start to dip down a little bit, but it looks like histogram's already starting to curl back up, and you know, in the smaller intervals, yeah, we've already had a bull cross again, and again, bull cross doesn't mean as much on these tiny intervals, but you know, that's a pretty sharp cup. So I would keep an eye on that to see if that's going to continue to play out on these larger intervals. But this would be, and here's where I would start doing like this, right? This is, I'd put my buys in kind of close to these fib levels. So like 14.3 to 14.9. And just see if you can snap up little bits here and there. And then, you know, stop loss at, boy, not a ton of historic support there at all, is there? I don't know. I would say stop loss just slightly under that, 14,000 even, maybe a little bit lower to give yourself a little bit of extra leeway. I think EOS has, honestly, and this is just my opinion, but I think EOS is the next Ethereum, I think. If they accomplish what they set out to accomplish on their roadmap, they have the right team, they have all the money in the world, and, you know, they have a lot of hype behind them. So if they can accomplish what they think they're going to, if they can accomplish what they've set out to accomplish, I think EOS is a huge project for the future. I'm pretty bullish on EOS in the long term. All right. Still a firm believer that BTC will change the world. Yeah, me too. Dave, I think I just touched on that. I said it, Rayblox Nano. I wouldn't. Apparently they have a bunch of new announcements, but it's not, the chart looks like garbage. Looks like hot garbage to me. So I don't know why Nano isn't more popular. Rayblox, whatever, the same thing. I don't know why it doesn't have more behind it, but they just don't have a very good marketing team, I think, is really the problem. I wouldn't, you know, unless you really think it's gonna, basically until I start to see some positive public presence from them, I wouldn't buy Rayblox. I like it. I think it's a cool project. I'm impressed by it. I should say that. I'm impressed by how fast it is. And also I like it. I like a zero fee network, zero user fee network. Is nice, but the chart looks like hot garbage, so I'm not touching it. Yeah, Bitcoin's not looking healthy right now. Nothing's looking healthy right now. I mean, this is the nature of it, guys. But here's the thing. It's not looking healthy compared to what? December? It's looking pretty damn healthy compared to last year. it's looking pretty damn healthy compared to previous years. Am I wrong? This is the thing that everybody forgets, right? I feel like so many people that are into crypto now are new enough to crypto that they don't remember anything before the bull run, right? So they just think everything needs to be money, green candles all the time, and that's just not realistic. So, I mean, look historically. Let's pull it out. In fact, let's go crazy. Let's go crazy and look at it on a weekly candle. What in the HE double hockey sticks? What? Why is this? There we go. So is it really doing that garbage comparatively? Right? This goes all the way back to 2015. We are still up, even from last year. From last year this time, we are still up. Let's see where we at here. May. Oh, that's 2016. Oops. Why does it keep doing this? All right, there we go. So, May. Hold up. God damn it. I should have just put a marker there. Come on, chart. Help me out. There we go. All right. Pull this over here. And this should have been way easier. Sorry, guys. That's embarrassing. So, May of 2017 through now. And this is even my, like, uh-oh line. We're still up almost 400%. So, is it bad? Is it really? Or do we just all think that it should all be 20 grand and everything should be when moon all the time? Because it's just not ridiculous. It's just not, it's not realistic. That's what it is. It's not. Cardano over EOS? I don't know about that, but I am a huge Cardano fan. That is one I've definitely got a bag of. Let's see. Feel like we're still correcting. We failed to break 10K. You're exactly right, Eric. You're exactly right. We have tested it. In fact, one of these days I'll pull my charts over into the Cryptosomniac charts instead of just trying to mimic them. So I have my own trading view. But the short version of this is here's what I'm trying to show. So we had our downtrend line from all-time highs to the last breakout, which was what? Yeah, we'll just say here. Obviously, I'm using ridiculously warped because I'm looking out at the weekly, which I never do, but effectively. So, I mean, this could end up being in a falling wedge, depending, but it'd be an awful sharp one. Regardless, we did not. We finally broke out past the long-term downtrend line, and then we wicked off of 10K, what, twice, 3 times? Here, I'm gonna have to look at smaller candles for that. Yeah, so 1, 2, and it dropped. So now we have another downturn trend line, which we did break out of, which was starting to give me a little bit of confidence, but again, we've dropped back into it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this does kind of look like a falling wedge, but I wouldn't be very confident making that call because Yeah, I wouldn't. Again, I'm sitting out, guys. Like I said, my stack is sitting on the side. For some reason, bullish on XRP, probably because it's the banker's coin, and everybody that you know that knows nothing about crypto knows the name Ripple, right? Did I guess correctly, Eric? That's the only reason I even pay attention to it at all. I also have made no secret about the fact that I hate it, but that I have definitely made some money on it on the short-term swing trades. And you know, it got a huge market cap, and tons of normies know about it. So that's generally means they've got good marketing and public presence. Yeah, you know, again, whatever. I don't see a problem with making money on any coin. I even made money on my favorite shit coin, Verge, which I seriously, if you watch the show and you've seen me, you know, I hate on that coin steady. And I even made some money on that. I don't think there's any problem if you see an opportunity to make money on a trade to take it. But I just won't be a long-term holder on any of these things that I think are garbage projects. Why is Ontology a good buy? I would say Ontology just primarily because it's basically Neo. It's basically Neo now. They've got a bunch of the development team had left Neo to go work at Ontology. It's effectively the same code. They've established some official partnerships with Neo beyond, you know, instead of just saying we're taking your code and leaving you high and dry. And it's pretty well connected to the market. So I think long term. Oh, and it's going to give you I believe, if I'm not mistaken on this, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it also gives you the chance to earn gas, right? APH and Track are much better buys. Man, stacking 9mm is love an Origin Trail right now. I'm not mad at it. It's a good project. Oh my God. Okay, guys. Well, look at that. Here's me, Mr. Talks Too Much per usual. Long-term buy, EOS, easy. And also after it recovers a little bit. Well, I'll tell you what. Something I'm personally interested in that I don't hold any yet, but I really would like to get a hold of some is Loki. And I've talked about this so much. It is a fork of Monero, so it is looking to be the Ethereum to Monero's Bitcoin, if that makes sense. I really need to do a top 5 ICOs, so I'll include some of this stuff. The ICO on that is already over, but it's definitely something I'm looking to pick up. So, all right. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. I still have got another several hours of TA for the Moon Lounge lined up. And if you would like to be part of that, again, one more time, guys, you can do so for free right now. Go on over to Cryptosomniac.com, click on the Cryptosomniac Advantage, and get yourself signed up. You get a 14-day free trial. And, you know, if nothing else, if you don't want to be on the webinar, but you just want to go check it out, you have access to all these reports here. We just had a really in-depth write-up on Elastos. We've got, people keep asking me about PundiX and Loki. Here you go, guys. Those three, there's 3 coins right there that are things that I'm very interested in. And, there you go. Ontology. You want to know about Ontology? We got a full report on Ontology right there. So there you go. You guys can all jump in there. You can download all of these reports and educate yourself. We update these things at least twice a week. And then you can also jump on over into the Moon Lounge. And again, I don't do this very often, but I will do so today, just to kind of give you an idea of what we've got in this. And again, I'm just going to make this quick because I can't give away all the good stuff, but you can see number of channels there on the side. And, you know, this is just us sitting in there talking about what coins we've got in our portfolios, comparison. You know, this is just our community discussion. But you can see there's live charting going on, very, very active community, guys. So funny. But anyway, so very active community, and you know, we're all in there to help each other find out what all the hot new projects are, what's looking good to us, confirming our own TA calls, and we're just there to help. So yeah, why not join? Guys? You can come over and you get, if you haven't got enough tonight and I didn't answer your questions on what what we're offering, blah blah blah, or what your favorite project coin, just join, man. Come check it out. Come join in the webinar. It's gonna be fun. Amal has some great stuff saved up for you guys, and I will be able to elaborate a little bit more on some of the things I've been touching on here today. And on that note, I think it's time to give away some free crypto. So, how do we do that? I need you to comment on the YouTube video, not in the chat, on the YouTube video with a comment and your ERC20 address. Then I need you to like and share on Facebook, and also give me a retweet on Twitter. And that will enter you for the next time that we're on and are giving away some free crypto. Snay says he will be on tomorrow, so hopefully there we go. Yeah, I'd love to sell you guys some merch. On that note, I think in future streams I might start polling you guys to see, because we're gonna start putting out shirts on the regular, so I might poll you guys just to see what of those might be interesting to you. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and give away some free crypto. So I need to do this. Let's see here. Random number generator. All right, so if you commented, or if you did any of the things a minute ago that I just said on my video from yesterday that I had to close out of rapidly, then you will be eligible for crypto today. So I see we are on 9 here. That's great. So I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna click it 3 times. 1 for Twitter, 2 for Facebook, 3 for YouTube. Hold on, I'm gonna put my hand on the mouse. Eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. So Facebook it is. And no, I'm sorry, I said YouTube, my bad. So YouTube it is, and let's go on over to the YouTube channel and see who commented yesterday, and let's see who wins some crypto. Hold on, please, guys, just got to get over to the channel. Channel's looking good, huh? I think. Not just because it has my face all over it. That doesn't really help things, but I just like the look of this. Nice even color schemes on everything. All right, here we go. Who commented on me yesterday? 6 comments. 6 comments? Are there some hidden? Oh, looks like you had to review some. Well, you guys can do this with me live here. Yep, not putting that on. Oh, look, both of those guys disqualified themselves by not putting an ERC20 address. So, looks like these 4 are going to be the eligible ones for the crypto. And, hold on 1 second. Come on, comments. All right, so it says 6, but I only see 3. That's very strange. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so there are 6. So let's go back to our random number generator here. And, whoops, 1 through 6. Here, hold on. I want to do this 1 through 15 just to help myself out. Cool. All right, 1 through 6. Eyes closed and click it 3 times. Number 5. Number 5 is Luis. No, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is A Money's Way. TRX will be the ultimate buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, guys, I would definitely keep that in mind. Mainnet launch is coming up on the 31st. Watch your prices on Tron before that. A Money's Way, you just won yourself some free crypto, sir. So I will be snipping you out here, and we will get that sent over to you. And guys, so again, if you want to be eligible for the crypto giveaway on the next stream, comment on YouTube with your ERC20 address, like on Facebook, and share, and then retweet me on Twitter. Also, guys, while we're here, before I close it out, if you're interested in following me on Twitter, I am at Cryptosomniac. And also, if you want to follow Snay, he is at CryptoBot. Last name is BHATT, so crypto_bot. And I am at Cryptosomniac, SINEWAVE. So if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, that's how you get a hold of us. So with that, It's been great. And if you guys want to hang out with me some more tonight, I will be available for several more hours this evening in the Moon Lounge, which again you can join for free and come over and you can get a taste of. Well, you've seen what I can do, but you really should. You owe it to yourself to hear what Amal has to say. That guy is super sharp, and we're very grateful to have him. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. Happy birthday to Snay. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for spending time with me and hanging out with me and these guys. I feel very blessed that I get to do this as my full-time job, and I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. Without you guys, there is no this, so thank you. Otherwise, I'd just be staring at screens and ranting at Snay and Sam. So thank you so much for giving me a platform to share my opinions. And as always, set your stop losses tight. This is Jason at Cryptosomniac. I'll see you guys soon.